going on, everybody? Critical RA here, coming at you with game number 3. Going to be playing Warwick today. Really love this champion. Has a lot of good abilities, really good team synergy, and hopefully y'all enjoy the video. I don't play him very often, but when I do play him, I seem to do pretty well at it. I am going to be jungling this game, starting off with a longsword and a candy corn. From the Halloween stuff going on right now, and we will be taking out Blue Golem first. I don't get Smite because I don't think you need it when you're jungling. If you got the right ruins, in which case I will be running Armor Ping, cooldown reduction, HP per level, attack speed quints, I believe is what I have. I can't remember for certain. Jana's being sure looking out for that entrance to the golem for me to make sure I don't get ganked. Don't think I will. Usually when you don't pick up Smite, people don't really bother with you. Either that they think you're not going to jungle or they think you're going to be a laning. I mean, Warwick usually jungles. Everyone knows this, but when you don't have Smite, people usually just think you're going to lane. I don't know why they think that, but they do. I'll take a swig of water here. Almost died. Popped the candy corn. I get some nice crits. I got lucky on this one, and we'll be able to take out Golem, starting out with those other two minions. As you can see, I don't get level 2 here. I did forget to change up my masteries, and I did not end up getting the experience talents from the utility tree. Pardon me, I had to cough there. And I just continue jungle. We got Jana's doing the solo lane. We got Teemo mid with Karthus on our team, and Jana's soloing against Katarina and Ashe. And I'm just going to be jungling most of the time right now. And we got Tarek and Akali on their team versus Lux and Cho on our team. Really good game. Really pleased with the way Warwick plays. His first ability is Hungering Strike. What it does is it just takes a bite out of the enemy champion, and I don't remember the exact specifics of the talent, but I know it takes into consideration, I think, attack damage and the max health of the champion that you're striking. His next ability is pretty much just an attack speed buff. It gives attack speed to you and allied champions that are near you. Your third ability gives you movement speed when low enemy champions that are low on health are near you within a certain yardage, like within 1,000 yards. Your movement speed is increased. Really nice ability for catching and chasing enemy champions when you do not have the red buff or when they just happen to get away from you. His ultimate is what makes Warwick Warwick. What he does is he jumps to the target, stuns them for a second and a half, dealing 33% of his attack damage plus 20, 40, 60. As your ult increases, and it's a great disable. What you want to do is you want to get, especially in a team fight, you want to immediately go after their carry, really lock down one of their DPS. You Hungering Strike, you ult, Hungering Strike, attack speed. Do whatever you need to do to get that enemy hero champion disabled. By this point, I usually, like you see here, get the red buff. And I usually go back to base, get boots, and then I start ganking. Ganking is very, very, very important on Warwick. You want to get as much gold as you can because you want to get Blood Razor as fast as possible. That item is just absolutely fantastic, and it synergizes so well with his ult and all of his abilities in general. Just a great all-around item for anyone who really is a melee. So, and it's always a must-have item. I've always gotten it. All the other builds that I've ever seen, you always get that first, no matter what. I do end up going with Berserker's Greaves on this one, and I usually go Hungering Strike first. Ult takes priority, attack speed. Always get at least 1 point in his movement speed skill, but usually it's Hungering Strike, then his ult takes priority, and then the attack speed buff. So got a little action going up on top. Cho's coming back to bottom, so Lux is kind of holding down with Kali versus Tarek. Do have the lizard buff. I did ask if Karthus had his wall yet, in which case I was hoping he did, but I don't think he did because it'd be a lot easier to get Teemo that way, especially if he doesn't have Ghost or Flash. So we're just kind of doing our thing right here, just farming up some stuff. I don't really kill Dragon until late game. I probably should have killed him earlier, but I just decided not to. I kind of just changed it up a little bit. He did ping right there. I never saw Ash go in there. I did exhaust, ignite, hungering strike, and was able to take out Ash very easily. And then, as you can see, I do proceed to go up to get the blue buff. Now, I do make a mistake here. Well, I don't really know. I mean, I wasn't really prepared, so to speak. Either I'm sure they had it warded, or they saw me kill Ash and saw me go down to mid. And when they didn't see me exit the mid river, they knew I went directly to the blue buff. And you see Cass there, Tarek's there. They're definitely going to kill me. Really no way out of that situation. The guys at bottom never told me they were MIA. So that it was partly their fault, partly my fault for not paying attention. But that's kind of the way it goes sometimes. You know, you get sucked into the game, you don't pay attention. And that's kind of part of the risk that you take for being in their jungle. There's not as much security as you would feel there would be in your jungle. So I will res up and do finish out the Berserker Greaves and start building on the Blood Razor. So gonna go directly for the blue buff again. We still got Teemo mid, and it looks like we got a Kali and Ash top. Janna's doing a very, very good job holding down that 2v1 lane. Her shield really helps her out a lot. Her tornado is really good for killing minions so that you can have enough time between minion kills and by the time that they get to the tower so that you won't have to be stuck at the tower and then their minions are there and they can freely roll up and try to gank you at the tower. So it's important, especially in a 2v1 lane, to get those minions killed as soon as possible, because if you let them get to the tower and it's a little bit late game, they can easily tower dive you and take you out really fast, and it will be able to get away. I was able to take out Golem there very easily. It's pretty much all downhill from here as far as farming goes for Warwick. That's why I don't pick up Smite. You know, I mean, sure, it's nice early game, and it's nice to roll up on someone, you know, on the enemy trying to get a buff and just steal that buff right out from underneath them. But I just would rather have Exhaust Ignite with me. Looks like Cat was able to take out Lux in the bottom lane, and Cho is going to be there by himself with Tarek and Cat. So he's also doing a 2v1 while our Lux comes back from being dead. Janna's still holding up the top with Akali and Ash, and Karthus seems to be doing very well with mid against Teemo. He didn't have too many kills, Karthus, this game. He didn't really ult very much. I've definitely seen some better Karthus out there, but he didn't do too bad. Still kind of uneventful right now. Karthus looks like he's going to end up going back to base. I will go ahead and get these two mini golems over here, get some gold, get some experience. I feel like an idiot because I didn't take the experience talents out of utility, but that's kind of the way it goes. I just completely, you know, people forget shit. It is what it is, and I didn't do too bad considering, but it happens. And looks like it looks like Lux is back down there with Cho. I'm going to go ahead and get the red buff again. I am level 6, and it's funny. I just did this game, and I don't even remember what I did next. It's completely sad. I'm sure you guys will tell me it's sad too. Short-term memories kind of taking a shit right now. Looks like there's a little bit of action going on at the tower versus Tarek and Cho. Lux not really doesn't really have that much mana. I don't know how much he can get done over there, but they can still at least harass Tarek somewhat. It looks like we got Timo coming up from the river trying to take out Janna there. Doesn't quite get that element of surprise going on. And it looks like we do have Cat back in mid facing off against Karthus. Do have the first part of the Blood Razor made. This particular razor is very important for farming. Really just takes out those minions super fast. Has a chance on hit to deal, massive amounts of damage to minions. I pretty much am able to one-shot any minion that's not in the jungle, so to speak. Maybe some of those little wraiths there I can one-shot. I can't remember if you can or not. No, you can. It looks like you can. And it really helps with farming dragon early game, especially by yourself. You don't want to be by yourself next to dragon too long. Dragon is a hot commodity, very important resource. So you really want to take it down as fast as possible. Get out and go back to the landing phase or go back to ganking. Because if you stay there too long, they're going to eventually find you, and you're probably going to end up getting ganked, and it's all going to roll downhill after that. Looks like they're trying to take down Janna. It looks like I will be going up top to try and do a gank. And it looks like we got a Collie and Cat there. They are going to be up a little bit. Not very good wall by Karthus. Don't know why he put it down there. I am going to try and come around on the other side because I do have my ultimate. Looks like Timo did have a mushroom there. So they can see me. Karthus had his AoE down, and I think any minute now we are going to initiate a fight. I think as I come up, I do find Cat in the bushes. She does become a little bit too aggressive. I do initiate with the ult, attack. I do my attack speed buff, do my hungering strike, get down to him. Our Collie's there, and as well as Timo. Thank God Karthus's ult went off, as well as his AoE, as well as him being dead. We were able to get all three down with only one kill. Really good teamwork. Partly due to the way Karthus's abilities work. Every time he dies, he's able to sit there and spam spells for X amount of time. And he used his ult. He had his AoE down. He was laying down layways